Hey Harry, this is kind of off the beaten trail, but I'm doing a story on Hayden Whitehead. I know that Coach Allen was saying that Hayden got a lot of votes for captain, at the beginning of the year, and it's not an ordinary thing for a punter to get that kind of respect. So, what is it about Hayden that makes you guys respect him at that level, where you people vote for him as a captain?
I think the biggest thing with him is just consistency and his reliability. Ever since he's came here, he's been a guy that could be counted on no matter what. He's always one of the best in the country at his position, and he's a vocal leader too. He's the voice of that specialist group, and so we came in at the same time, me and Hayden, and so as we've gotten older, he's become more of a vocal leader with the whole team, and so yeah, he's a guy that even though he's a punter, he can lead just as well as anybody.
So Rick Bozich and then Kevin Brockway.
Harry, as a guy who grew up in Columbus, around the state, what do you think the perception was of Indiana football before you got there, and what do you think it is now?
Well, I remember coming to games when I was maybe a sophomore in high school, and I had coming here to play football wasn't even in consideration. And I remember coming to those games, and it was just never even really close. It was like the stadium was half full. There wasn't a lot of pride around the campus for the football team, and being an Indiana guy, I've always seen that. And so, yeah, to where we are now, it's crazy. I'm so glad to have been a part of it. Building that foundation. My first couple years here, and then thriving as we are now, it's been special. It means a lot more being from Indiana and just seeing the growth that it's made throughout my lifetime.
Kevin Brockway.
Yeah, Harry, just kind of following up on that point. I mean, how important is this game from the perception standpoint to continue, particularly, maybe what happened on Bowl Sunday, the fact that you guys were passed over a little bit for New Year's Six Bowl?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of things at play. I'm sure you've heard a lot about, how long it's been since we've won a bowl game. That's, obviously a huge motivating factor for us. Another chance to play an SEC opponent. You get that opportunity maybe once a year, and so it's a statement game, a chance to make a statement, and we're so many factors playing into it, and that's why we're so excited to get down there and play.
Stefan and then John.
Harry, you mentioned coming to IU games growing up. I mean, how excited are you at the possibility of next year having a packed house for some games? And following up on that, how excited are you guys to just have fans at this bowl game?
Yeah, we mentioned that earlier. It's going to be a big difference. Even though the stadium won't be as full as it could be, it's still going to be a lot more than what we've had so far. So it's exciting to get back out there in front of people, and that'll help us lead into, like you mentioned, hopefully some packed houses here next year.
John and then Sammy.
Again, following up on Hayden, so you say he's a vocal leader with the whole team. So I mean, what types of things and what types of situations is he like that, and what types of things does he say to you guys? I mean, is it like you get down in a huddle and he's breaking you guys down? Like what types of stuff is he doing?
Well, so if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure he's the oldest guy here on the team, and so he's always he brings a sense of maturity around when that's needed. If the locker room's not as locked in as it needs to be, he's there to lock us back in. If I remember throughout the summer workouts, if guys are needing an extra push, he's there for that. He's a grown man. He's as mature as they come around here in college, and so just having that steady factor there is huge.
Sammy?
Harry, two questions. One, talk about having fans in the stands. Is there an adjustment to the crowd noise? I know they've pumped in some crowd noises at some games. Do you think that there's going to be a little bit of adjustment on your part and the offensive line's part for communication? And then second, Ole Miss's defense is giving up 40 some odd points a game, but what about their defensive line or defense in general? Do you guys have to key on to be successful?
Yeah, well, like you said, the communication's huge. It's been pretty, I don't want to say easy, but easier than most cases to communicate this year, just because there's not all that extra noise and distraction. So it's easy to, get the word across the line. But yeah, with that added crowd noise in, that's something we've been keying on the past couple of weeks, is, making sure all communications loud and clear. And I'm sorry, what was the second part of your question?
As the offensive line, what do you have to key on Ole Miss's defense to be successful?
Well, so they got a lot of great athletes. Even the stats don't really tell the whole story. They got some really strong backers. Their D line plays fast and aggressive, and so and they run an odd defense. So having that zero nose guard head up on me throughout the game is makes a difference in the way we run our blocking schemes and so forth. So there are a lot of good athletes, but we've played against athletes all year, so we're ready to go and make a statement.
Last one to John.
You may not be thinking about this at all yet, but so the East West Shrine Bowl put out that, you're going to be, I guess you're selected. So do you have any idea what that entails, and how have you thought about the process after this in terms of whether, you have obviously the option to come back for another year, whether you do that or not?
Right. Well, so that's a decision I'm going to make for sure, soon after the bowl game. In regards to what I'll do next. But yeah, like you said, the Shrine Bowl, that's a huge opportunity. I know the game itself is canceled, but I know they're still giving opportunities to, meet virtually with like NFL scouts and so forth, and just that whole training process. So, even getting invited is a big opportunity, and I'm super thankful for that. But yeah, like you said, I'll be making that decision here soon after the game.